Hey everyone, I'm Jared Falk, and today I'm going to talk to you about an absolutely legendary drum group from the band Led Zeppelin and one of the most famous drummers in the world, John Bonham. And before I get started, I'm going to say I'm making a very, very shameless attempt at trying to sound like him, or trying to make my drums sound like him, even though I know there's no way I'll ever get there. But if I can even get like an inch closer, and there's another 4,000 miles to go, then I'm going to do that. So I got Bertha out today, which is my big 26-inch DW kick drum, and I got a 13-inch and 18-inch tom, and bigger cymbals. It just feels and sounds so thick and so good. And so it's going to be a fun lesson. Now, for those of you who don't know or haven't heard Fool in the Rain by John Bonham, you need to go listen to it. Okay, so go buy it on iTunes. It's an absolutely unbelievable track. There's many different elements of that. We're basically going to go over the intro part, okay, kind of the verse, and then there's a bridge part on the ride, and we're going to talk about that. We're talking about the mechanics of this and how to play it technically, but obviously to play it how he plays it is absolutely impossible, because none of us are him, none of us will ever be him, and that's just the way it's going to be. So all we can do is strive to be a little bit better and strive to learn from him, and hopefully from that develop our own style. And that's what I'm doing when I'm listening to that song and trying to mimic or trying to teach that. I'm not trying to copy him or anything like that. I'm really just trying to be inspired from it and kind of have my own offshoot of it and hopefully develop my own style through that. Okay, so let's just talk about the groove a little bit. Now, the groove is basically a shuffle, and it's based off of 8-note triplets. And so what I've done on the PDF is I've broken this down into 4 different sections, okay? So just go step by step. Now, the first section is basically just 8th-note triplets on the hi-hat. Okay, so we go 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. Now, we're opening the hi-hat on the let of 1, or the of 1, and then we're closing it on count 2. Now, you want this to be really thick sounding, so boom, buzz, you want it to kind of last the full triplet. Don't open it really, really quick, like you're playing a funk tune or anything, but really let that open hi-hat, last the full 8th-note triplet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this for you guys at 100 beats per minute to show you how it sounds. Okay, so you see I was really trying to thicken up that hi-hat open on the let of 1, and I was even dragging off the click a little bit. If you listen to Fool in the Rain, it wasn't any click track that they played it to, okay? The song literally goes, it feels like it goes up and down by 10 beats per minute at any given time, which is awesome, okay? Because it's not done to a grid or anything like that. It hasn't been edited. What you hear is what they played. Exactly, which is awesome. Okay, so that's the first step. That's what you need to learn, is really get that feel, really lock in that open hi-hat there. Get comfortable with that. The next step is adding in the ghost notes. Now, I've written it the way I heard it a lot on the song, but occasionally there'll be more ghost notes added in. And so this is where you can kind of add your own flavor if you want, or you can just follow my guide here. Okay, so I have a ghost note on the trip of 2, the trip of 4, and then the accent is on count 3, and that's what's going to give us our halftime shuffle, our Bonham shuffle. Okay, so let's play this with the open hi-hat, the ghost notes, and the accent. Okay, and the final thing that's going to piece this verse beat together, the intro beat, is the bass drum. Now again, the bass drum, depending on how he's playing it, falls in different spots because it's not exactly the same every single time. But I've got it written in on count 1, the let of 1, then the let of 2, and then the let of 4. All right, so once you got the hand pattern down, you're feeling really comfortable. What I sometimes do is I'll just first put in count 1 bass drum. and then I'll throw in the count 1 and the let. And just slowly add in the bass drums, so I'm not trying to add like 4 different things at one time, and now it just overcomplicates everything, and now it just falls apart, and I end up throwing my sticks at the wall and leave. That's not what you want to do, okay? So you want to just take your time with this, really focus on feel, really focus on making sure the bass drums are lining up where they're supposed to. Okay, I'll play this for you guys at 100 beats per minute. I could play that groove all day. Okay, it feels so good, especially on this drum set with this big kick drum. Okay, so now we're going to go to the bridge beat. Now the bridge beat I've written in basically the same foot pattern, but we're moving our right hand to the ride. The hi-hat is going to be open on count 2 and 4 with your foot. All right. Now the ride cymbal pattern is very, very interesting. What we're doing is basically cutting the 8th note triplets in half. So we're going to be playing quarter note triplets on the ride cymbal. And so the quarter note triplets fall on count 1, the let of 1, the trip of 2, and count 3, the let of 3, and the trip of 4. Okay? So it goes 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. Okay, it's basically 6 notes per bar of 4 counts. So it's a little bit confusing at first. So really lock in the last few exercises before trying to move to this one. Okay? So I'll do this one for you guys at 100 beats per minute. And that is how to play the groove from Fool of the Rain. And I hope that is going to inspire you to actually just get the song, listen to it, pick it apart yourself, and be inspired to come up with your own variation of that or your own interpretation of that, and really use it to help develop your own sound. Us trying to mimic other drummers and be other drummers is never going to work. It's never going to happen. It's pointless. And so I really, really encourage you guys to try and find your own sound. Now, one thing I want to quickly mention is over at drumeoedge.com, right now we're celebrating hitting over 1,500 subscribers. We're just so absolutely excited. And because of that, we're actually announcing an all-new lower price. And so go over to drumeoedge.com, and if you like this lesson, this one little tidbit here, you're going to absolutely love Drumeo Edge because we offer a new lesson every single day. We have a whole community of passionate drummers, just like you, who really just want to get better at drums and help find their own sound. And it's just an awesome place for a drummer to hang out and be inspired to grow and develop as a musician. So go over to drumeoedge.com, check out all the cool stuff that's going on. I cannot wait to see you there.